North Korea often evokes images of poverty, militarism, and dictatorship. Despite being one of the world's most isolated and impoverished nations, it maintains a formidable military presence. In 2023, North Korea's military spending accounted for over 36% of its GDP. In stark contrast, South Korea's economic prowess is evident. In 2024, South Korea's GDP per capita reached $36,024, surpassing that of Japan and Taiwan. This juxtaposition highlights the divergent paths of the two Koreas, one investing heavily in military capabilities despite economic hardships, and the other achieving significant economic growth and prosperity. While North Korea officially abolished taxes in 1974, citizens are still compelled to contribute a significant portion of their earnings to the state through various means. This includes mandatory patriotic donations, unpaid labor, and participation in state-run enterprises. Despite international sanctions and economic isolation, the regime has devised methods to infiltrate the global economy. One notable strategy involves dispatching North Korean laborers abroad, particularly to countries like China and Russia, where they work in industries such as construction, textiles, and seafood processing. The wages earned by these workers are largely appropriated by the North Korean government, providing a vital source of foreign currency. These clandestine economic activities enable North Korea to circumvent sanctions and sustain its economy, all while maintaining the appearance of a self-reliant state. North Korea has found a covert route into the global marketplace through everyday products that end up in homes worldwide. From false eyelashes to seafood, these goods often originate in North Korea but are funneled through China. In 2023, North Korea exported approximately 1,680 tons of wigs, false eyelashes, and beards to China, generating around $167 million in revenue. These products, once repackaged and labeled as Made in China, are distributed globally, including to markets in the United States, Japan, and South Korea. The production process often involves North Korean workers operating under harsh conditions in Chinese factories. Reports have highlighted instances where these laborers, many of whom are women, endure grueling shifts with minimal compensation, all while being closely monitored by North Korean supervisors. In 2023, approximately 100,000 North Koreans were employed abroad, collectively generating around $500 million in revenue for the regime. These individuals often work under harsh conditions, enduring long hours and limited freedoms. Reports indicate that they typically work between 12 to 16 hours daily with minimal rest days and are subjected to constant surveillance. A significant portion of their earnings, up to 90%, is seized by the North Korean government. The funds obtained through this labor are crucial for the regime, often used to finance its nuclear and missile programs. This exploitation not only violates international labor laws, but also undermines global efforts to curb North Korea's illicit activities. North Korea's economy is facing severe challenges, marked by a significant decline in the value of its currency and rising inflation. In 2024, the North Korean won depreciated sharply, with the exchange rate plummeting from approximately 8,000 won per US dollar to around 27,000 won by year's end. This devaluation has led to substantial increases in the prices of essential goods, such as rice, which saw prices nearly double from 5,000 won to 9,200 won per kilogram. The country's per capita GDP remains low, estimated at $640 in 2023, reflecting limited economic growth and development. Additionally, North Korea ranks among the most corrupt nations globally, positioned at 170 out of 180 countries in Transparency International's 2024 Corruption Perceptions Index. Efforts to reform the economy have been largely ineffective, and the regime continues to rely on illicit activities, including the deployment of labor abroad and cyber operations to generate foreign currency. These measures underscore the ongoing economic hardships faced by the North Korean population and the regime's dependence on unconventional means to sustain its economy. North Korea's Lazarus Group has emerged as a formidable cybercrime entity, orchestrating some of the most significant digital heists in recent history. In February 2025, the group executed a sophisticated attack on Dubai-based cryptocurrency exchange Bybit, siphoning off $1.5 billion in Ethereum. This incident stands as the largest cryptocurrency theft to date, with the FBI confirming Lazarus Group's involvement. The group's cybercriminal activities are not new. In 2016, they infiltrated the Bangladesh bank systems, successfully transferring $81 million through fraudulent transactions. Over the years, Lazarus has refined its tactics, employing advanced malware, social engineering, and spear phishing campaigns to breach financial institutions and cryptocurrency exchanges. These cyber heists serve a dual purpose: undermining global financial systems and funneling illicit gains into North Korea's state programs, including its nuclear and missile development initiatives. The scale and precision of these operations underscore the evolving nature of cyber threats and the challenges they pose to international security. North Korean IT professionals are leveraging AI tools to fabricate identities and secure remote positions in Western tech firms. Once embedded, they can introduce vulnerabilities or exfiltrate sensitive data, contributing to the regime's cyber warfare initiatives. In 2024, U.S. authorities indicted 14 North Korean nationals for such activities, which funneled over $88 million into the country's weapons program. North Korea's tactics extend beyond mere economic survival. By embedding itself into global supply chains and tech infrastructures, the regime gains strategic advantages. This form of economic infiltration represents a new frontier in geopolitical threats, challenging international norms and security. North Korea is no longer solely relying on overt military displays to assert its presence on the global stage. Instead, it has adopted a covert strategy, embedding itself within international systems to fund its regime and advance its objectives. By deploying skilled IT professionals under false identities into companies across the US, UK, and Australia, North Korea has siphoned off millions of dollars. These operatives not only generate revenue, but also pose significant cybersecurity risks by potentially installing malware and establishing backdoor access to sensitive systems. Simultaneously, the regime continues to exploit forced labor abroad, with thousands of North Koreans working under harsh conditions in countries like China and Russia. Despite international sanctions, these workers' earnings are funneled back to Pyongyang, bolstering its economy and funding prohibited programs. This multifaceted approach, combining cyber infiltration, illicit trade, and exploitation of labor, constitutes a new form of economic warfare. It's a silent, pervasive threat that infiltrates supply chains, compromises corporate security, and undermines international sanctions. The global community must recognize and address this evolving challenge. Enhanced cybersecurity measures, stricter enforcement of labor sanctions, and increased international cooperation are essential to counteract North Korea's hidden war on the global economy. Stay informed and stay alert. Share this video to help others understand the hidden threats around the world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more eye-opening content.